Now, it looks like that's going to become a trend that anyone can just come out and really attack players of Man United without a very concrete foundation or evidence on what that person is talking about. And today, Paul Scholes has come out and really attacked Mainoo and Garnacho for their dress code during the training session. And I'm coming here to give you the facts on whether Paul Scholes is right or wrong. Federico Machieda, remember he scored a very good goal against Aston Villa, one of the goals that were really important in us clinching that trophy of that season, and it obviously resembles the goal he scored against. It obviously resembles the goal that Mainoo went ahead to score against the side of Liverpool over the weekend, and he has come out and we've spoken a lot about it. And Erik ten Hag is going to discuss the preseason of Man United, and for all of those that think it's the end of him, he has gone ahead and revealed to us as to why the preseason is really important for the club of Man United or any other footballing club in the world. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. We want to hit 17,100 subscribers, so let's continue doing that, and by the end of this week can we really see that happen. The Muslims will come back from Eid, right? Hope you've gone ahead to enjoy yourselves, and now you are set for the next 6. Is it called Sitat? 6 days, yeah? There are those extra 6 days that Muslims really fast, and it's said that they have a special place, in Allah's gracing. That is it. So the Muslims that are going to go in for Sitat the next 6 days after the holy month of Ramadan, we wish you the best. And I know most of them are really starting today or tomorrow. So the Christians, obviously, we cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. And don't feel bad if at all they're not going to have to invite you anywhere, Just get to know that you just need to really widen your circles, right? Such that next time you find yourself somewhere crowded, eating something special with the Muslims. But all in all, thank you. It has been really worth it. The holy month has always been tricky in terms of finance and so on and so forth, but I think it's all about the money chain, because the money chain is huge, and if one person is out, that means that money chain is broken. So let's obviously get it into the commencing mode. Now, Paul Scholes has taken to his social media. Can I first show you the photo? Let me first show you the photo. Now, his concern was all about Garnacho and Mainoo training with the hoods on. That was his concern. And I was like, what's wrong with this guy? What's wrong with Paul Scholes? I understand that you might be looking in for clicks, but this is not you, Mr. Paul Scholes. I've gone ahead to see him as one of the most serious pundits who are not really chasing in for likes like Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher and very many others who really will go ahead and obviously do this punditry business. But this time around, this is really way below the belt, according to me. When you look at what Paul Scholes is going to say, he has said that don't mind hats and gloves, but no way you train properly with hoods up, standards being on the training pitch. So he's like, the hoods are okay, but how do you train with the hoods onto the hat? Onto your head. Now, he's talking about standards, but if you are to really point out players that have gone ahead, obviously come out and really put up relentless performances consistently this season, the club of Man United, Mainoo and Garnacho are among, and I think he has gone ahead to spot this quote or this caption onto a wrong photo. If you had Marcus Rashford in there for you, I would have gone ahead to say he's right. But the mentality of these two boys is really out of this world, and I don't find it very sane for Paul Scholes to come on and really put out something like that, because he is really contradicting with himself. If he's talking about mentality, they are the best players when it comes to mentality on the field of play. And it was like they are doing what we call a rendo. You know a rendo? They're doing a rendo. And when doing a rendo, it's obvious. It's obvious. That rendo, it's like 4 players outside, 1 player inside, 1 touch, That is what we call a rendo. And I think when they're doing that rendo, it's okay. It's okay. So I think sometimes these players, especially the legends, really are really going to the extreme. You know, sometimes these things have gonna need to change. When Ronaldo came in through the club of Man United, he said how these players were really so much on phones and so on and so forth. And he forgot that in his era, in 2003, you had the phone and the only thing you could use for it was to really receive calls and make calls. But right now, you have a phone, you can do literally everything you want on your phone, you know? So, it's really very ridiculous for me. And when you look at Ronaldo, some players do their business on their phone, you know? You can use your phone to do anything that you want. A phone is a mini computer, right? So I hate it when I see to it that they are going in for players who have gone ahead to really put their line for the club throughout this season. Garnacho and Mainoo have been the perfect example of what Manchester United should be about. They ran throughout the game, they put their bodies on the line, and that's why you see to it that Mainoo has 3 goals this season. Garnacho has 7, you understand? So I'm really asking myself, where does it come from? So we are really not pleased with what squad is going to put out. I think it's really uncalled for. These players are really good and they're just doing a rendo, you know? They're just doing a rendo. So if they are really seriously into the training sessions, we're not going to say, all right, it's really good. But for a rendo, you can really do a rendo with your hood on, right? So that is really way below the belt. And now, let's talk about Federico Makeda, one of the players that went ahead to win us the trophy way back in the years of 2008. I think it was 2008, 2009 season, Federico Makeda. Now, Federico Makeda on Mainoo's goal versus Liverpool, being compared to his versus Aston Villa, said it was like a copy and paste. I just thought, wow, same position, almost same shot. It was very similar. So that is Federico Makeda for you. For those that didn't want to watch this goal, let me show you it. Let me show you these goals. You know, for this one, Makeda scored it against Aston Villa. It was in the dying minutes. The game was 2-2 and he made it 3-2 for the club of Man United, and we went ahead to obviously clinch a win. And even the game of Southampton that we played next, Makeda came in through and really put in a very good goal. But the difference is Makeda received the ball coming from this side and he really took a very good fast touch and carved that ball into this side. The same applies to Mainoo. He received the ball from from Bissaka and carved this ball here. So it was really exquisite, and it shows you how things repeat themselves. It's like a decade plus years, and it has going to repeat itself at Old Trafford, and I think we are really doing great. This happened at Villa Park, and for that of Mainoo happened at the Old Trafford. So that is it about Mainoo, and there is a lot for this guy to come, and he's really a very young, talented guy that you'll ever want. Obviously, see to it that he keeps himself going. Now, let's leave that at that, and let's go to Erik ten Hag. For everyone who really thinks that maybe his journey at United is over, listen to this. An interview is going to be put out onto what the preseason of United is going to be like. Ten Hag said the preseason is used to prepare for the season. It's one of the only periods where the team is together and where we can work in training on how to play, but also on certain standards, and it's very important to use this period effectively. That is Erik ten Hag for you. So we know the importance of the preseason, and it's what the manager uses to obviously plan for the entire season, on which style of play and how he wants certain players to obviously behave into that season, on where to add and where to really improve into the preseason. And he added and said that there will be a mix of experienced players and youngsters. The group will be as strong as possible, but of course the players who go far in the Copa America and Euros will not be involved. We had a good time there in United States last year. This time we will do things a little differently. We will stay longer at base camp and we'll travel less. We'll play against strong opponents again. Now, for everyone who thinks Ten Hag is gonna go swive on it, you know, sniff on it. If he's talking about the what is it called? If he's talking about the if he's talking if he's talking about the preseason of this year, then it's really good. We're having Copa America. That means Garnacho, Lisandro Martinez, Anthony, Casemiro are gonna be that side, and we might miss out onto them. For the Euros, Dallo, Luke Shaw, Kobe Mainoo, sorry about that, Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, and very many other players, Rasmus Højlund, Eriksson, and very many others are really not going to be part of the preseason, meaning that we are going to be having a little bit of a depleted season, because the preseason will start I think in the first week of July, and remember the first week of July, that's when the Euros are really going to be starting, and these players from the Euros will need 2 to 3 weeks of rest, and that's when the league will be starting, meaning that they'll incorporate with the team just like 2 weeks to the end, 2 weeks to the start of the season, and that is really gonna make it hard for the manager to obviously do the needful. And I think this is really gonna destabilize the signings of Man United we are supposed to be making, because when you make signings of players that are going to be at the Euros, then how are you going to see them integrate, unless otherwise those players see their teams knocked out from the group stages. But if at all you're ready to sign teams, you're to sign players that are really going to be involved into the Copa America and Euros for a very long time, then you are not going to have time to see them integrate into your side. So when you look at that, you have to look at the sign we're really looking at. Braithwaite, he's going to go to the Euros. That is it. Todibo is going to go to the Euros. Benjamin Šeško, he's going to go to the Euros. Frimpong is going to go to the Euros. So almost every player we are looking at is going to go to the Euros, and that really leaves us in a very worrying situation on how these players are going to integrate into the season, meaning that we need to obviously be very keen on who we bring in and who we obviously get out. Lastly, Ten Hag was asked onto the players and said, we will take preseason players like Kobe Mainoo, who was very little known at the time and who everyone knows now. So if you know you want, if you want to have a fast test, can bring new players or young players from the academy, this is the opportunity. So looks like some of the players that you're gonna really get integrated in the academy, obviously Kambuala is in. You anticipate that Dango is really gonna have a very good go into this preseason. Players like Hannibal, players like Alvaro Fernandez, who else? Lacey, I'm gonna hate to see him there. Amas is also gonna have a very good go into the preseason. So guys, good night, and your thoughts onto all of what we're gonna need to talk about are welcome in the comment section. Be a poll score slating Kobe Mainoo and Garnacho. What do you make about it? And Ten Hag talking the preseason of Man United, with Makeda obviously giving Kobe Mainoo kudos for the goal he wanted to score against Liverpool. May the living to God bless you abundantly, the Muslims. Barakallahu fikum. We out.